Yo, what's going on, guys? DJS here, bringing you guys all of the Javelin spots that I know of, at least on Estate, Modern Warfare 2, and if you guys are newer to this, check the playlist, and I have all of the other maps on there, or I will eventually. Anyway, check this out. From the opening route from A, you obviously want to cut them off when they're going to the B flag, so I just basically aim down, sight. I locked on the tree right there. I don't want to aim on the tree. Just somewhere over in that general area. You can also aim up in this area right over there as they're running to get to the B flag area. And the best thing to do is to throw a stun grenade. And if you throw a stun grenade from the beginning, usually you can stun them while they're running and catch them and then get them. Now this is another spot that you can use. This is an area again to go from from C to B. And then right down here is also a great spot. Locking on to that tree or anything right over there. When they're not spawning on C, sometimes they're spawning on the back side of B. And this spot will usually capture a couple of them, depending. And this is, again, when they usually have the B and the C flags. Now, there's a couple other locations back here that you can use. And this is, again, when you have the A side. But back over in this spot, because usually if they're sniping you, this is a really good spot right here to kind of hide behind, so you're not in the open behind that one brick wall area, because when you're hiding behind there, everybody always will snipe you. And then this is showing you, again, you can just step back further to use it. Now this is also a spot when they're flanking you and coming towards you at the A building. You can lock onto the trees, you can lock on the building over there, and lock onto these areas to kill the guys that are running towards you. Now if you need to be a little bit more incognito about it, you can come back down here and actually lock onto the trees back in the back area over towards A. Now, this is really good when you're being overwhelmed by the enemy and, again, they're running at you towards the A flag. There's a lot of sniper lines right there, and so it gets really difficult, and a lot of people use thermal snipers. So if you use those trees, it actually will net you some kills. But again, as usual with the Javelin, it's situational, and you have to make sure that you have an idea of where the enemy is spawning. That's why the minimap is extremely important, as I mentioned in the other videos. Minimaps are very important. There's some Javelin spots that I'm showing you here that are good, and this is going towards the other area. So when you're coming towards the A flag, and if they're sniping you on the other side of that, you can obviously use the Javelin the opposite way that I was showing you guys. Anyway, this is a Javelin spot from the B flag, so if you have A and B and there's just spawning C side, you can actually use these spots right here, and right in this spot right there, they usually spawn on the back side of C. They run through that little area, and then you can catch them. You can also catch them coming on this side as well. And this is the best one. You can actually lock on to that little nib right there, and it actually hits the people inside the building on the upper floor. It is pretty epic. Also, this is a spot, if you have the B flag and the C flag, you can lock on to that area right there, and they'll get the guys coming from the A. This is another spot as well, because they're coming usually from the other side of the back balcony right there, and you can lock onto there when you have B and C, and they have A, and you can make things happen. Again, if you just have C and they have B and A, you can go ahead and lock onto some of these spots down here up towards the top area of the map. And it's pretty cool because there's lots of places to really lock on, and there's always snipers here and there. A lot of Javelin spots on this map are definitely like single kills, definitely some doubles here and there. There's not any on this map that I can really consider a definite quad Javelin spot. It's really just situational again, and depends if you have control over the spawns in the map. Now this is a great spot as well. If they're just spawning C flag, you can lock on there or lock on right there, and it actually goes through C flag, which is pretty crazy. But you have to just really have full control of the area. This is actually a spot as well. If you're back here, you can lock on to the fence right over to the main building by A, and you can catch them running around the side as well from up on this spot. This actually is a spot that you can use from the snipers with the thermal as well to get inside the building of A. So there's lots of spots. Really, it's just you have to be smart with it and just know, like this is another spot right over here. Lock on the building, and then when they're coming down through those stairs area or whatever, you can end up catching them. But you just kind of have to know where the spawns are. So if you're spawning from the C side, this is the opening route right there that I just locked onto the house. If you lock onto the house right there, sometimes they're coming back through when they're capping the A flag, and you'll get one coming through there. You can see like right here as well, because it hits like on the other side of the wall that you can't exactly see. So there's a spot right there, and I think rounding it out, coming from C side up to A side, there's a couple spots. If they have the B flag and the A flag, you can come over here, lock onto the top part of up on the upper deck area where they're usually sniping, and usually that will work as well. Now you can probably use the Javelin inside, and right here is I'm showing you guys you can actually lock on when they're coming around from the A flag when you have B and C flag secured. But there is a way actually to shoot inside the building. I'll go over some of those in the other tutorials where there's buildings. I know Quarry for sure is one of them, and you just you just have to kind of be careful and know where you're shooting. And the other thing is I always end up jumping when I shoot the Javelin because and I'll mention this many times, if you don't jump, sometimes you can actually catch the ground and hit the Javelin on the ground and kill yourself. This is actually a spot when they're spawning A side. If you're flanking them, you can use the Javelin down in that area if not too many of your teammates are around you, and it can actually touch down and kill a bunch of the enemies. I know this is a longer video, but bear with me. This is the last one right here. So up by A flag, you can lock on down there towards B. This is actually a really great spot. If they're spawning down by B, if you just have A and they have C and B, you can shoot through the window right here and actually lock onto the car behind. And I'm going to run up to show you guys. You can lock onto the car behind B, and it actually blows it up right there. And look at the explosion. Just crazy big explosion. No danger close as usual for myself. Now I'm going to show you guys a couple of the Javelin spots in action. I only got 3 of them, but it's been hard to try to get all the Javelin spots for every single map. But here's one of them right here. When you have B and A, they have C, and I'm just shooting the Javelin towards the C flag. Again, look at the mini-map. You can see where they're spawning. It's guaranteed to really get some kills there. There's a double right there, and I shot another one off over there to the same exact spot because they spawn right behind, and it ends up hitting them. Anyways, I end up using the same Javelin spot right here again, and it just nets me a single this time. You can see we have A, B, and C, unfortunately, this time. Again, Javelin works best when you don't triple cap and you can predict where the enemy is spawning, so that one was only a single. Moving on, here's another spot right here. This is from A and B, or A and C, and we are shooting towards B because I know they're spawning over there. I shot it up right over there on top of B. You know there's always the snipers up there, so I went ahead and did that, and I ended up getting just a single kill there. A lot of times you can get doubles, and again, I'm not using danger close, so if I was using danger close, I could probably get a little bit more. This spot right here, I knew that they were at A, and they were coming actually towards me, and there was nobody on my team pushing up in this area, so look back here, I saw 3 guys just chilling back there, so I'm locking onto a tree or something back there. You see how I locked on and laid down and then popped up and then shot it? That's really, really a smart thing to do. It'll get you a little bit more leverage. And then I ended up getting a double, and I knew there was another guy back there, so I'm locking on a tree right around here. If I try to do it near a truck or something, it could also add to the splash damage and blow up the truck. And I ended up getting another single right there, and I ended up getting my Harriers from this game right here. So I ended up doing okay on that. I was, again, being predictive. They had A, they were running us back, and so I backed up and then shot my Javelin, and they just kind of ran right into my trap. And another spot is when we had A right here, and then I'm going to go ahead and shoot down, I believe, down here towards B, because they have B and C. So this is a spot, you see where that guy just died. They spawn right behind there a lot of the time when they're pushing up to the B flag. And you're going to see right here I ended up touching down and getting another little double kill right there. But hopefully you guys have found these Javelin spots helpful, and leave a comment if you've used some of them and they were great and helpful for you. And hopefully you guys like them. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And there's the same spot kind of again as I ended up using it, and I ended up touching down another double. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.